talking about your teammates, 서준원, Junwon Seo just got married. Do you have any advice, manly advice, not as a pitcher, any manly family man advice that you could give it to a new?
I think the culture is drastically different. I would have no clue how to begin to give advice on that. I got 8 years tomorrow of marriage, and all I've known that is that it's the more we talk and communicate, the better things go. And that's really kind of been the ticket for us being apart for so much with being a baseball family. That I've been lucky that she's been along the ride for all 13 years of my career. Even before it, she's been just communication. That's like the biggest thing ever. So hopefully he's able to do that and have a very happy and healthy marriage and relationship.
All right, so I told our viewers that I'll be talking to you, and then they sent me some questions. These questions are from
perfect.
fans, okay? You can't think too much. You just gotta, I'm gonna
Never.
fire up a question. You just gotta answer right away, okay? All right, this question
Deal.
comes from one of the viewers on my channel. Early in the season, there were some tough losses. You pitched well, didn't get the run support. Were you angry when those games happened?
I don't even remember those games. That was so long ago. But no, I think if the team wins, I'm happy. If the team doesn't win, I'm usually pretty upset.
Okay. All right. Next question comes from Taeyeon Kim. This season, you prepared a gong and a clapper. What's next? Any special item that you have in mind for 2021 season?
Oh man, these things aren't planned. These are fly off the cuff things. I went back and ordered a gong right before a game started. I ordered clappers right after a game one day when it was just super quiet. These things just kind of happen.
Okay.
We were looking at a way to try to get some merchandise line going and kind of sell some of these t-shirts and see if we can see them up in the stands, but haven't been able to get that going yet. So if anybody out there is interested in helping us figure that part out in Korea, please let me know.
All right, I'll be looking forward to some new cool items in the Giants dugout next season. This question comes from Jiwon Byun. Who's your favorite Lotte Giants player? One of your favorite teammate? I'm sure you like all of them, but yeah.
No, I can answer these questions. It's the captain.
Captain.
Junwoo.
Oh, what? I mean,
New captain.
Yeah, I mean, why?
He's the best bat flip. He was I knew 2 people on my team before I came over.
Okay.
Junwoo's like infamous for like the bat flip for the fly out.
Right.
And Ide Ho, because I played against him over here. But like I love watching his bat flips. Just love watching him play the game. And I don't know. I've always had a good connection with him. I mean, yes, you're right. I do like all my teammates, but I really enjoy hanging out with him.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give you 2 names. You have to pick one person to hang out with. Okay. 2 names. Okay. First, Juntae Kim versus Min-kyu Song, the GM.
I'm going GM because he took me out to some of the best Korean barbecue that I've had to date there down in Hyundai. JT just doesn't speak. He doesn't talk. Like he's so serious all the time. That's what inspired the t-shirts.
Okay.
And so it's just kind of one of those things where I'd rather go with the guy that's gonna take me out to dinner than the guy that's just gonna sit there quietly.
Right. I mean, you have to pick your boss, and he signs your check, so that's completely understandable. Hopefully Juntae opens up a little bit and talks a little bit more next season. All right. Next question comes from LA. Got show your beard. All right. He gave us 5 different names: Steven Strasburg, Craig Kimbrell, Justin Turner, Eric Thames, and Dan Straley. Who's got the best beard?
This is myself. This is my favorite beard.
Okay. No question about it. Not even a competition.
That's such a preference thing. It's really hard to have like the best beard. My beard just takes different shapes, and quite frankly, the only reason it was even there probably is because my wife wasn't around to tell me to like shave it off every now and then.
Hong-Seok Seo is asking you the toughest KBO batter you faced this past season.
Oh man, that one is tough. There's a lot of really good hitters that I had to face. I'm gonna say Mr. Batting Champ himself, Choi. Like he really had, like, even when I got him out, it seemed like he was squaring up the ball pretty good. He just kind of always seemed to be on everything. So it wasn't until the very last time I faced him that I finally struck him out. So I enjoyed that matchup throughout the year. I think I faced him 4 or 5 times, that team 4 or 5 times. So I really enjoyed getting a chance to navigate past him each and every time. He was always one of the toughest outs for me.
Okay. Next question is very interesting. I think I know already the answer, but Mr. World Series is asking you, would you ever consider getting Korean citizenship and be counted as a domestic player?
No, I asked if that's a possibility. Last year I was joking around with some players when I was like, oh, I got like a Korean ID card. Like, why? I'm not a foreigner anymore. I'm a local. I just can't speak or read the language. But No, I think that I don't think the KBO would allow me, even if I had citizenship, to be a domestic player.
Dongbin Kwak is asking you, what's your goal for next season?
MVP, Cy Young of the championship team, same as last year.
Same as last year.
And if you don't show up with to be the best player on the best team, then there's really no reason to show up. Like that's why I'm preparing. That's why I'm working, and that's why that's my mentality going into the season. It's not just show up and be a part of things. It's I'm here to be the best on the best team and win the whole thing. That's otherwise, what am I doing for the last 13 years playing this game? But it was weird to just go out there with a goal of just striking out players. Like that was the whole thing. It was like just go out there and strike people out. But I also knew that if I threw 6 shutout innings, that I had a chance to get just below Brooks on ERA. So I was chasing that as well.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for your time. Tell us where you are, what you are up to these days.
I am in Central Oregon at home, Bend, Oregon. We are getting ready to hit up with some winter storms coming down through the mountains. I live in the middle of the desert, and so just working out, throwing, waiting to come back to Korea in 1 month from right about now.
Are you in your room? Is this your bedroom, living room? Can you tell us about your like the background? Like I like the high ceiling. I like the wall. What you have up there? Can you tell us a little bit about where you are? I mean, exactly what part of the house you are at right now?
I'm actually I'm in my guest house. That is the elk I shot last year. Fed our family for almost an entire year, and now I got the trophy part of it up on the wall. It's called the casita, which is well, I don't really know what that means, but I could ask Machado next time I see him. So I'm out in my casita, which is essentially my little guest house. It's where we record my podcast. It's where I keep my vast whiskey collection.
If I come over, I get to stay at your casita, right?
Yeah, well, not for long. The house is on the market. So if you're interested, go ahead and come on over and purchase it.
I mean, before we talk about your season. Your original plan was to have your family with you in Busan, but with the way things happened with COVID, you were pretty much alone. I mean, you had your teammates, but your family wasn't there with you in Busan. Tell us about the moment you got back, when you got to hug your son and your wife, being reunited after months being separated. I mean, how was that like? Did you cry? I mean, that must have been a very emotional scene at the airport.
Yeah, man. There's a video up on my Instagram from it. My mother-in-law actually took the video for us, but speechless was what I was. I thought that for sure, like I would be able to at least say hi, or I just couldn't even like talk. Like I was dumbfounded. And my son came over and gave me a big hug, and then like pulled my wife in, and, like made all 3 of us like hug. Like it was really weird. Like after being 9 months and 3 days apart, to come back together and to just be a family right away. It was like, we talked and video chatted and all that kind of stuff all the time, but not being able to actually hold my son, like even his voice sounded different than it did on the phone. It sounded different, especially from when I left. And we're in and out a lot as ball players, but I'd never been really that disconnected from my family before. So like you said, it wasn't what we signed up for, but COVID happened. They weren't able to come over. Coming home was magical, and it's really made me cherish every moment that I've had at home this entire offseason.
Coming into the offseason, Lotte Giants fans were a little bit nervous about you leaving the team. Obviously, with the whenever an American or foreign pitchers or players come to KBO and have some success, they get an opportunity to go back to the majors. The Giants fans were really super nervous about you not coming back. But can you tell us exactly, I mean, not exactly, but kind of give us an idea what happened with your off-season negotiation with the team? Did it go smooth? Are you happy with the deal that you got?
Well, I think, I mean, I wouldn't have signed it if I wasn't happy. But I came home and was waiting, and I never really got a chance to even experience what free agency was. I signed back with Lotte days after I became a free agent. So it's really just, they made us a good offer, an offer we felt like, wasn't really sure what's going on with American baseball next year, what's going to happen with MLB. We don't really know. We have a pretty sure thing that's going on in Korea. I love it there. I love Busan. I love Sajik. I love being there. My family gets to come over and experience it now with me. There's just a lot of positives going in the direction of coming back. I saw reports, or I heard of, I didn't read them. I don't read Korean, but I heard of reports of like I was close to signing with teams in Japan. I heard reports of this, I heard reports of that, and like they were all news to me. Like my translator Leo had messaged me and was like, "Dude, are you going to Japan?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "It's all for the Korean sports news." And I was like, "They're really good at making stuff up because I haven't even heard from anybody over in Japan." And so like just things like that, where it's just kind of like news to me sometimes. sometimes. But no, I was I would have come home and if I had offers, who wouldn't want to play in their home country where they speak the language where they do this? But I didn't have the opportunity, and I am extremely excited to be coming back to Busan, excited to be back with Lotte, excited for my family to experience it, and it was a pretty easy decision when it was all said and done.
Okay. Well, you had a phenomenal season. 200, more than 200 strikeouts. I remember coming down the stretch of the season, especially your last start. You really didn't have to go out there because by then the Giants were out of the playoff contention, but you still got out there and got your 200 Ks. How important was that for you to get to that level, and how important was it for you to make your final start of the season?
I thought I was done after the final game against NC. I think I just struck out 11 guys, facing, best team in the league. It was just a really good, positive way to end the season. And I was talking with a couple other foreigners about getting close to 200. And I even remember Mel had texted me and been like, dude, you going for 200? And I was like, probably not. I think I'm done. And he's like, you can't quit. You're 4 strikeouts away. You can't stop. And that was the same from Raczynski, from Wright, from Sampson, from Machado. Everybody was like, dude, you gotta go do this. Don't even do it for yourself. Go do it for other people. Go do it for the fans. I didn't realize that at the time. I didn't realize that it was very rare to get 200 strikeouts in the KBO.
Right.
Over in the States, I don't know the numbers, but over in the States, it seems 200 strikeouts isn't no one really 250, 300. Now we're really talking about it. But getting 200 strikeouts over here doesn't pull the same kind of weight. And so when I found that out, it was kind of a no-brainer. And I walked straight into my manager's office and just said, hey, can I please go one more time? And he was more than happy to let me go one more time. Basically said, anytime you want to go, just let me know, and the ball's yours. I went out there and it was a lot of fun, and had this a little bit of anxiety and stress going into the game of what if I don't get 4 strikeouts?
Anything's possible.
It is. I had done the things you're not supposed to do, and I looked up how many times in the season I didn't get 4 strikeouts in a game, and it happened twice, or once or twice, and I was like, oh gosh, it's happened before. Is it gonna happen again?
Right.
And I went out there. Obviously, I struck out 9 guys, so it was, I got past the 200 easy. But it was weird to just go out there with a goal of just striking out players. That was the whole thing. It was just go out there and strike people out. But I also knew that if I threw 6 shutout innings, that I had a chance to get just below Brooks on ERA. So I was chasing that as well. I knew that I had a chance to get to 15 wins, which qualifies you for some awards in the KBO. So there's a lot of things to go out there and accomplish in that final start. And then to get all that stuff done in one game was pretty special, and it was a lot of fun. So my teammates were behind me with it. They knew what was going on. They were excited about it, and it was a lot of fun. It was a really fun way to kind of end the season for me. Things that are happening there in Lotte are just becoming a breeding ground for success down the road, and who knows how fast things can change, but is that we seem to have a lot of one-run losses where we were really in the game the whole time, but just couldn't quite get it done. So if we're able to flip a few of those around, and we're talking